Hi, my name is Marco Fishman from Brazil. I am the founder of an online education company. I thought the conference was amazing, both inspirational and on the hands-on side. I think it added a lot of value, and I'm going back to Brazil with a lot of different thoughts and different actionable items.
Hi, I'm Grace. Was at this Lean Startup conference, and incredibly inspiring to hear how others are applying Lean Startup in their companies.
Hi, my name is Amanda McDonald, and I'm here at the Lean Startup Conference in San Francisco. I'm speaking with Eric Ries. He is the founder of the Lean Startup Conference. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well, thanks.
Great. Can you tell me what it means to be a lean startup?
Well, Lean Startup takes ideas from lean manufacturing, like faster cycle time, like getting closer to customers, doing things in smaller batches, but applies them to the process of innovation and entrepreneurship. So we basically think that when you are an entrepreneur, when you're building a startup, what's fundamental about that situation is you really don't know what's going to work. And since you don't know what's going to work, the best way to deal with that situation is to manage yourself using rapid experiments in order to test ideas quickly and cheaply.
Great. How would someone go about finding investors such as yourself?
Well, I'm not a great investor, for the record. Most of the work I do, with companies is just as an advisor. But one thing that we have learned the last few years is that what makes being a startup investor so hard is that you have to judge which startups are going to be able to get traction and have success in advance of those vanity metrics being all high. So by the time you see the huge hockey stick and the huge growth, it's very difficult to invest at that time. So what people are trying to do in the very early stages, where I invest, is trying to figure out what are the early indicators of traction, what are the leading indicators that can eventually that predict that kind of later success. And we're starting to figure out how to do that in a formal way.
Can you tell me a little bit about what you do on your off time away from the whole tech scene?
Sure. I don't know. I used to be a software engineer. I used to spend all my time really in technology and working with computers, and now I want to do a lot of stuff. I mean, Lean Startup has become a whole media company that we put on these conferences and work with to do training for a lot of companies. I still work with startups as much as I can and do some investing. And then I also have a part of my life now where I'm with some of the world's largest companies trying to help them support their own internal entrepreneurs, which I never thought something I would ever be doing, but it's actually been really interesting work.
Great. And then what advice could you give to someone who is about to launch their first startup?
Well, the most important thing is to realize that everything you do as an entrepreneur is an experiment, whether you admit it or not. So we think that we're building a product, we think that we're building a marketing plan, doing a launch, actually running an experiment. And once you realize that, then you can say, well, is the way I'm getting the learning from this experiment that I'm doing right now, is that actually the most efficient way? And oftentimes you realize, wow, this is actually way overkill. If all I really want to know is if customers are going to want to buy this product, just to give one example, do I really need to have built the full-blown, whole-on, gigantic thing, or would a minimum viable product be sufficient?
Okay, well, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.